speaking of which, out comes the Bondo, the all-purpose putty. So what I wanted to do was clean up the particle board that was chipped on the side of the drawers. So for this, I brought out my Bondo and I mixed the two parts, the hardener in with the Bondo, and I just put it on a plate. I grab the cream hardener and I use about, I always like to say, golf-sized or golf ball-sized amount of putty to a pea-size amount of hardener. However, if you're using less, like here, I probably cut that in half, then you need less of the cream hardener as well. Just keep in mind that when you're working with Bondo, you do have a limited time to work with it. So you want to get it mixed up fairly quickly and you want to use it on your project very quickly because seriously, within about 5 minutes, it will start hardening up on you. So this is the side of the drawer that I want to smooth out. To create a straight edge, I used a paint stick, but any sort of board or straight edge would work. And what I did was I clamped it to the side of my drawer. Then using a putty knife, I went in and I started pushing the Bondo into the side of the drawer, so the little cracks and divots into the drawer, and using the paint stick, as I said, like the backing or the ledge. Keep in mind, this does not have to be totally perfect because you're going to be sanding all this down smooth in the end anyway. What I really did want, though, was to push that Bondo right in behind that paint stick. So any of the divots that were there caused by the particle board would be filled in with the Bondo. I went ahead and did the exact same thing to the other side of the drawer. And here's a perfect example of exactly what I was saying about the Bondo drying out very, very quickly. I think I had only been working with it for maybe about 4 minutes, and you can already tell that it is getting dry and more difficult to work with. However, I think this side ended up a little neater than my first side, so go figure. So because I didn't spray these paint sticks with a WD-40 or anything to cause a barrier, what I did was I just waited until the Bondo was semi-dry before I removed these paint sticks. And I just gave them a little bit of a tap and removed them very carefully. The first side I did, the messy side, I'll say, had dried a little more than the other, so it was a little more difficult to remove the paint stick. So I just ended up scoring it with my putty knife, and then it finally came off no problem.